Hello everyone, this is lecture 2, basic concept of matrices part 2. So in the previous lecture we were discussed basic concept of matrices. In the continuation of the previous lecture 1, we will discuss some more type of matrices. So come the upper and lower triangular matrix or a matrices. So what is an upper triangular matrix? So when we say an upper triangular matrix is a square matrix in which all entries below the main diagonal are 0, or we can also say only non-zero entries are found above the main diagonal or the principal diagonal. It's called upper triangular matrix. So this is an upper triangular matrix, means all the below the principal diagonal, all the entries are 0. So this is a upper triangular matrix. Now in the similar manner, the lower triangular matrix. A lower triangular matrix is a square matrix in which all the entry above the main diagonal or the principal diagonal are 0. Or we say only non-zero entries are found below the main diagonal. It's a lower triangular matrix. So this is in what? This is in principal diagonal and all the upper entries above the principal diagonal is 0. So this is called the lower triangular matrix. Now transpose of a matrix. So if a matrix A of order m cross n, then the transpose of that matrix A is denoted by A dash or AT and defined as Aij is n of order n into m. Or we simply say, we just when we take a transpose of a matrix is obtained by interchanging the corresponding row and column of a matrix. For example, let us suppose a matrix A A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A23, A31, 32, 33. So we take a matrix of order 3 cross 3. Now if we take the transpose of that matrix, so we just interchange the row into the column. Means we write A11, A12, A13. The second row makes the second column, that is A21, A22, A23, and the third row become the third column, that is A31, A32, A33. So we get a matrix of order 3 3, which is the transpose of that matrix. So just simple concept, we interchange the row into column, or we can also say the column into the row. There are some properties of the transpose. If suppose A transpose and B transpose denotes the transpose of the matrix A and B. So you have to remember, if we take the transpose of a matrix, that is A transpose of a transpose, we get again a matrix. And if we take the two matrices A plus B and take the transpose, then we obtain the transpose of a matrix A plus transpose of a matrix B. And in the similar way, if we take a matrix A and A into B and then they take the transpose of this matrix, so we obtain the B transpose into A transpose. This is due to the commutative law. Now come to the symmetric matrix, symmetric and skew symmetric matrix. So symmetric matrix, a square matrix A, Aij, m cross n, is said to be symmetric if we take the transpose of a matrix and we get again a matrix, same matrix. That is, in that case, the element of the matrix Aij is equal to Aji. For example, the matrix A is symmetric, mm, this is a matrix A, AHG, HBF, GFC. So this matrix is symmetric because if we take the transpose of that matrix, means interchange the column into rows, so we get again a matrix A. So this is what? This is a symmetric matrix. Now the skew symmetric matrix. Skew symmetric matrix, we say a square matrix Aij M cross M order M is said to be skew symmetric if we take the transpose of a matrix and we get the negative sign of that matrix, or that is we can say the element of the matrix is Aij is equal to minus Aj for all ij. For example, this below matrix, that is matrix A, is a skew matrix because if we interchange the column into rows, so we get A transpose is 0 A B minus A 0 C minus B minus C and 0. So and if we multiply that matrix transpose matrix by minus 1, so we get 0 A B minus A 0 C minus B C 0, means again a matrix A with negative sign. So this type of matrix is called skew symmetric matrix. Now we discuss the transpose conjugate of the matrix. So the conjugate transpose of an M cross N matrix with complex entries is the N cross M matrix obtained by taking the transpose and then taking the complex conjugate of each entry. So here it is denoted by A theta or A star. Now, so we can say that first we take the conjugate then transpose, or we can do the first we take the transpose of the matrix and then conjugate of that matrix. So let's take an example. Suppose we have a matrix A and we have to write the transpose conjugate of that matrix A, whose entries are complex numbers, that is 1 plus 2 iota, 2 minus 4 iota, 2 plus 5 iota, 4 minus 5 iota, 7 plus 2 iota, 7 plus 3 iota, 8, 5 plus 6 iota and 7. So this is of order 3 cross 3. So first we take the transpose of that matrix A. So what we do, we just interchange that row into column. So the first row makes the first column, that is 1 plus 2 iota, 2 minus 4 iota and 2 plus 5 iota. In the similar manner, the second row makes the second column and the third row makes the third column in transpose. So this is A transpose of that matrix. Now if we take the conjugate of that matrix, means we just take the conjugate of the element of that matrix, that is, and the first element is what is in complex number 1 plus 2 iota. So the conjugate of that element is 1 minus 2 iota. 4 minus 5 iota, the conjugate is 4 plus 5 iota. And 8 is a what? Is a real number. So its conjugate is 8. And similar way, 2 plus 4 iota, the conjugate is 2 plus 4 iota. 7 plus 2 iota means 7 minus 2 iota. 5 plus 6 iota means 5 minus 6 iota. 2 plus 5 iota, we get 2 minus 5 iota. 7 plus 3 iota, 7 minus 3 iota is a conjugate, and the conjugate of 7 is 7. So when we take the conjugate of the matrix A transpose, we get 1 minus 2 iota, that is the transpose conjugate of the matrix A. Here we say this matrix is denoted by A star or A theta. This is a transpose conjugate, or say conjugate transpose of that matrix. Now what is an Hermitian matrix? It's based on the conjugate transpose of a matrix. So what is an Hermitian matrix? A square matrix Aij of order M is said to be Hermitian if the conjugate transpose of that matrix A is again a matrix. That is, conjugate transpose of that matrix is again a matrix. That is, we can say the element of that matrix Aij is what? A transpose of Aji, right? So for take an example, suppose this is a matrix A, the entries are A, B plus iota C, B minus C iota, and D. If we take the transpose of that matrix, so what we get? A, B plus iota C, and B, C iota, and D. We just take a transpose. Then we take the conjugate of that transposed matrix. So what we get? We just get A, B minus iota C, conjugate the complex entry, and B plus iota C and D. So this is what? This is again we obtain a matrix A. So this matrix, this type of matrix is a we called Hermitian matrix. There is another example, that is B matrix. You can take the transpose of that matrix and then take the conjugate. You see, you get an again a matrix B. So this B matrix is also a Hermitian matrix. Here we have to note that if matrix is Hermitian, then it should Aij is equal to the transpose of Aij, means the entry of the principal diagonal is always real, means we can say the principal diagonal element of the Hermitian matrix is always real. Now what is an skew Hermitian matrix? A square matrix A of order M is said to be skew Hermitian if the conjugate transpose of that matrix is equal to negative sign of that matrix. A conjugate transpose of that matrix we again get minus A. Here Aij is equal to minus Aji. So these are the example. The matrix A is in skew Hermitian because if we take the conjugate and then conjugate of the matrix is what? 0, 3 minus plus 2 iota and 3 plus 2 iota and 0. Then we take the transpose of that matrix. So we get 0 minus 3 plus 2 iota and 3 plus 2 iota 0. So we get minus time of A matrix. So this is what? So that matrix is skew Hermitian matrix. In similar way, the B matrix is also skew Hermitian. You can check it by taking the conjugate transpose of that matrix. We get B conjugate transpose of that matrix. We get minus B. So here we have to note, if matrix is skew Hermitian, then it should be Aij is equal to minus Aii. That is means the Aii is equal to minus Aii. It means the entries of the diagonal or says principal diagonal should be imaginary or 0. So if is any matrix is skew Hermitian, there must be the diagonal element of that matrix should be complex number or says 0. Now the orthogonal matrix. A square matrix A of order M is said to be orthogonal matrix if we take the transpose of that matrix into matrix, we get identity matrix. So we take an example. this matrix A is orthogonal because if we take the transpose of that matrix, so we get 1 by 3, that row convert into column, that is minus 2 1 2. The second row we get second column 2 2 1, and by transpose the third row we get 1 minus 2 2. Now we multiplied these two matrices, that is A transpose into A. What we get? 1 by 3 into 1 by 3, because these are scalar values, and first row by the first column we get minus 2 into minus 2, we get plus 4 plus 1 plus 4, we get 9. Then the first row with the second column we get minus 2 into minus 2 is minus 4 plus 2 and plus 2, we get 0. Similarly, when multiply the first row with the third column, again we get 0. And similar way, we multiply the second row with the first column, we get minus 4 plus 2 plus 2, we get 0. Then the second row with second column, 4 plus 4 plus 1, we get 9. And the second row of matrix A with the matrix A transpose of third column, we get 0. And in similar way we get 0 0 9. So when we multiply that scalar quantity in the by the matrix, we get 9 by 9 0 0 0 0 0 0. It means this is what? This is an identity matrix of order 3. So we say that matrix is orthogonal matrix. Now the another matrix is idempotent matrix. So a square matrix of order m is said to be idempotent if a matrix multiply itself get a matrix. For example, that matrix is what? Is an idempotent matrix. If you multiply that matrix by itself, so we get again a matrix. So just check by multiplying that matrix with itself. So what we get? So here the first row with the first column we get 4 plus 2 minus 4. So we get 2. The first row with the second column, so we get minus 4 minus 6 and plus 8. So what we get? Minus 2. Then we get the first row with the third column, we get minus 4, because 8 minus 8 minus 8 and plus 12. In similar way, the second row with the first column, we get minus 2 plus minus 3 plus 4. So we get minus 1. And when we multiply the second row with the second column, we get plus 2 3 into 3 9 plus 9 and minus 8, we get 3. And then when multiply the second row with the third column, we get 4. Again similarly the third row with the column 1 2 3, we get 1 minus 2 minus 3. So we see this is again we get a matrix A. So the matrix A is what? Is an idempotent matrix. So such type of matrix says idempotent. Another interesting matrix, that is we say involuntary matrix. So a square matrix of order m is said to be involuntary matrix if A square we get an identity matrix. That is, it means if we multiply that matrix itself So we get identity. So that this type of matrix we say involuntary matrix. So this is an example of that matrix. If you multiply that matrix itself, so we get an identity matrix. The next one is nilpotent matrix. So the nilpotent matrix is what? A square matrix of order m is said to be nilpotent matrix if we take a matrix and multiply with k time itself, we get a nilpotent. Or in another way we say a matrix multiply at least minimum time itself, so we get a null matrix. So such type of matrix is nilpotent. So where here this O is says null matrix, and that K is a least positive integer for which this condition is satisfied, then that K is called index of nilpotent matrix. Suppose if we multiply a matrix A into A, that is A cube, we get a null matrix, then we say the index of that matrix is 3. So there's another example that matrix is the nilpotent matrix. So now you also know what is the trace of a matrix. So the trace of a square matrix is the sum of its diagonal element. There is an example that matrix A 2 3 0. If we add that element of the principal diagonal, so we get a trace. This is called the trace of that matrix. So trace is what? A11 plus A22 plus A33. So we get 2 plus 3 plus 0, we get 5. So the trace of that matrix is what? Is 5. The sum of all diagonal elements. The remaining part we will be continuing the next lecture. Thank you.